Most people think WD-40 is just a lubricant for squeaky doors, but what you're about to discover could change how you clean, protect, and maintain your entire home, and maybe even your health. WD-40 isn't just a garage spray, it's a powerful tool hiding in plain sight. In fact, it has over 2,000 documented uses according to the manufacturer, yet most people only know one or two. This video will show you 19 surprising, practical, and even life-saving ways to use it. And here's the shocking truth. You're probably wasting money on expensive cleaners, throwing away things that could be fixed, and unknowingly living with health hazards you could easily prevent with just one can of WD-40. You see, every home is filled with rust, grime, dust, and sticky messes that are not only annoying, but can also lead to bigger problems. Rust can destroy your tools and appliances. Sticky glue can trap dirt and bacteria. Wet shoes can cause fungal infections. Moldy shower heads can release spores into the air. Cracked leather can tear and become a breeding ground for germs. All of these are more than just cosmetic issues. They affect your health, safety, and wallet. That's why knowing how to use WD-40 correctly matters. So let's start with the first incredible use: cleaning stainless steel. Your fridge, sink, or dishwasher might look shiny from far away, but up close, they're often covered in greasy fingerprints, food stains, or watermarks. Regular cleaners may scratch the surface or leave behind dull streaks. But WD-40? Spray a little on a cloth, wipe in a circular motion, and watch it transform into a mirror-like finish. Even better, it adds a protective layer to prevent future grime. Now, let's move to something even more annoying: sticky glue. Ever tried removing superglue from your hands? It can tear skin, cause irritation, and linger for days. Just spray WD-40 on your fingers or the surface. Gently rub, and it breaks down the adhesive instantly. It's safe, painless, and way better than scraping with a knife. Next, let's talk about wet shoes. If you've ever walked in the rain and ended up with soaked socks, you know how awful it feels. Worse, wet shoes can grow mold and bacteria inside. But here's the trick: spray WD-40 on your shoes before heading out. It creates a waterproof layer, keeping your feet dry. This is especially helpful for kids and seniors who are more prone to infections. And speaking of everyday annoyances, let's fix squeaky hinges. Doors, cabinets, windows. Those high-pitched squeaks aren't just irritating. They can also signal metal stress or friction damage. A quick spray of WD-40 stops the sound instantly and protects the hinge from future wear. It's fast, safe, and doesn't leave any mess. Now what about stuck zippers? Whether it's your winter coat, a tent flap, or a suitcase, zippers that jam can ruin your day. Spray a little WD-40 on a cotton swab and apply it carefully along the zipper track. With gentle pressure, it slides open like magic. No more tugging or ripping. Let's talk furniture. Leather specifically. Leather couches and chairs dry out over time. They crack, fade, and lose their comfort. But did you know WD-40 works as a conditioner? Spray lightly and rub it into the leather with a clean cloth. It restores shine, keeps the material soft, and extends the life of your furniture. This alone can save you hundreds in reupholstery or replacement costs. Now here's a cold weather hack: snow prevention. In snowy climates, shovels often get coated with wet snow that sticks and freezes. This makes shoveling harder and more dangerous. But if you spray WD-40 on the blade before you begin, the snow won't stick. The same goes for car windows. Spray it outside to prevent frost buildup. Next is one of the most classic uses: removing rust from nuts and bolts. Rusty hardware can lock things in place permanently, making repairs or furniture assembly frustrating. WD-40 is designed to penetrate deep into rust layers, loosen the grip, and restore function. It's a must-have for every toolbox. But what about your car's license plate? Over time, they get rusty and faded, making them hard to read, and even illegal in some states. A quick spray and wipe down with WD-40 restores the surface, removes oxidation, and prevents further rust from forming. Parents, listen up. If your kids have ever drawn on your walls with crayons or markers, you'll love this one. WD-40 can remove crayon marks from painted surfaces without damaging the paint. Spray lightly, wipe gently, and it's gone. No scrubbing, no paint peeling, just clean walls. Let's pause here for a second. Take a moment to realize how many expensive specialty products you would normally need for these jobs. Stainless steel cleaners, leather conditioners, glue removers, water, repellents, crayon erasers, and rust dissolvers, all of them replaced by one can of WD-40. That's not just convenience, that's smart living. And it doesn't stop there. Every use of WD-40 we've covered so far doesn't just fix a problem, it also prevents future damage. It saves your health from breathing in dust, handling mold, or walking in bacteria-laden shoes. It saves your time by making cleaning and repairs faster. And it saves your money by helping you restore and reuse what you already own. WD-40 has been around since 1953, originally developed to protect missiles from rust and corrosion. If it can protect aerospace equipment, imagine what it can do for your home. From the kitchen sink to your winter boots, from rusty tools to annoying squeaks, it handles it all. And best of all, it doesn't require strength, skill, or expensive equipment, just a quick spray and a cloth. Now that you've seen the powerful everyday uses of WD-40, let's dive even deeper. What you'll discover next may not just save time or money, it might actually protect your health and your home from hidden dangers. Let's start with your shower head. Over time, minerals in water build up inside the nozzles. This reduces water pressure and can create a breeding ground for bacteria and mold. When you shower, you might be inhaling tiny spores that affect your lungs, especially if you have asthma or allergies. Spraying WD-40 on the shower head dissolves mineral buildup and stops rust from forming. It clears out those tiny holes and restores full water pressure. It also leaves a thin layer of protection that keeps bacteria from sticking in the future. Next, let's talk about artificial plants. These are dust magnets. They look pretty, but over time, they collect allergens that float in the air and can irritate your nose, eyes, and lungs. Especially dangerous for seniors or children. Cleaning them with water is messy and time-consuming. But with WD-40, a light spray followed by a quick wipe down removes dust instantly. It also gives them a fresh, glossy look like new. Now imagine you have a ring stuck on your finger, maybe due to heat, swelling, or water retention. It can become painful fast. Pulling too hard can hurt or cut your skin. But if you spray a little WD-40 at the base of the finger and twist gently, the ring slips off smoothly. It's a safe, quick trick that can prevent a panic situation. Up next, garden tools. Most people store their tools in sheds or leave them outside. This leads to rust, wooden splinters, and cracked rubber grips. When you use rusty tools, you risk cuts and even tetanus if bacteria enters the wound. WD-40 stops that. Spray your pruners, shears, spades, or rakes before and after use. It removes dirt, prevents rust, and extends the life of your tools. It also keeps wood handles from drying out and cracking. Which brings us to another issue: splintered handles. Ever held a broom or a rake and felt a tiny sharp pain in your palm? That's a splinter, and it can lead to infections if left untreated. By spraying WD-40 on wooden handles, you soften the surface and seal those tiny cracks. It makes the grip smoother and safer to use, especially for elderly people with sensitive skin. Now, let's head into the kitchen. Have a pair of sticky scissors or a stubborn knife hinge that won't open. WD-40 is your friend. Spray the joint or hinge, move the blades a few times, and the friction disappears. This works for sewing scissors, kitchen shears, and even garden snips. It's not just about convenience, it's about safety. Sticky blades can lead to sudden jerks, which can cause accidental cuts. Now, if you or someone you love plays the guitar, listen closely. Over time, Guitar strings collect oil, sweat, and dust. This weakens the strings and affects sound quality. It also roughens the surface, which can cut into your fingertips. A light spray of WD-40 on a cloth and gentle wipe across the strings will clean and preserve them. It keeps the sound bright and saves your fingers from unnecessary pain. Here's a big one for car owners. Have you ever opened the hood and seen white crusty buildup on your battery terminals? That's corrosion. It can prevent your car from starting. Even worse, it can cause shorts and damage the electrical system. Spray WD-40 on the terminals and wipe clean. It prevents future corrosion and keeps your car running smoothly. No mechanic needed. Now let's talk about something that drives everyone crazy: insects. Ants, spiders, and even cockroaches sneak in through windows, door cracks, and wall gaps. Many people use harsh sprays filled with chemicals that can hurt kids or pets. But WD-40 works as a natural repellent. Spray it around the edges of your window frames, under doors, or near outdoor lights. Insects hate the smell and texture. It creates a barrier that keeps them out, without harming your family. And finally, let's not forget one of the smartest winter tricks: preventing ice buildup on your windshield. You already know WD-40 can repel water. But when sprayed on your car's exterior glass the night before a freeze, it stops snow and ice from bonding. The next morning, the frost wipes right off. No scraping. No wasting time in the freezing cold. It's not just convenient, it reduces the risk of cracked windshields and fogged-up driving conditions, keeping you safer on the road. So here's what all this means. WD-40 isn't just a spray. It's a smart, multi-purpose health and safety solution hiding in plain sight. It protects your home from mold, your tools from rust, your air from dust, your fingers from splinters, and your family from unnecessary danger. And the best part? One can does it all. They need to stock up on 10 different sprays or spend money on replacements. All you need is the knowledge, and now you have it. These 19 amazing uses of WD-40 are simple, affordable, and shockingly effective. If you've been letting your can of WD-40 collect dust in a drawer, now is the time to put it to work. Spray smarter, clean easier, live safer, and remember, the smallest tools often have the biggest impact. WD-40 is proof of that. Try these hacks today and see how one small action can create a cleaner, healthier, and more efficient life for you and your family.